Welcome back to Politicking. We're talking with former Governor Jesse Ventura. His new book is Marijuana Manifesto. Okay, what is this?
Well, it's a book that says we need to end the war on drugs and legalize marijuana. It's ridiculous. When I did this book, Larry, I started it 2 years ago because marijuana gave me my quality of life back. My quality of life was gone. And when I say that, someone very close to me was suffering an epileptic seizure disorder 3 to 4 times a week. And I was dealing with this. And when I can't imagine the quality of life the person had because it took mine away. If you've ever dealt with seizures, they're not fun. Well, the person went on 4 different pharmaceutical medicines in 2 years. None of them worked. The seizures continued. All had horrible side effects. Took the person to Colorado, got the person on medical marijuana, 3 drops under the tongue 3 times a day. This person is now weaned completely off all pharmaceutical medicine and has not had a seizure in over 2 years. Now, if you read Steve Cubby's introduction to my book, here was a guy given a death sentence. He had non-operable adrenal cancer. They gave him 5 years to live. That was 35 years ago. Because marijuana and cannabis has kept him alive. The point being is, we need to understand history where we've been lied to again. We're talking about our government lying.
Well, marijuana was legal.
Yes, it was more than that. It was the economic backbone of this country for the first 160 years. The only reason it was dethroned was when Whitney invented the cotton gin. And today, Larry, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, our first and third presidents, would be raided by the DEA today. They would be doing 10 to 12 in a federal penitentiary for being major drug dealers, because both of them's major crop was marijuana, which you could then use in lieu of money with Britain. In exchange, it was the backbone of our economy for 150 years.
You want it all legal, or you just referring to medical marijuana?
No, I want it all legal. Treat it the same way we treat alcohol, treat it the same way we treat tobacco. I get people come up to me and they say, Governor, if you legalize marijuana, what do I do if I catch my 13-year-old with it? And I look at them and I go, here's what you do. You parent. It's called parenting. You treat that 13-year-old the same if you catch him with marijuana as you would if you caught him with tobacco or if you caught him with alcohol. Treat it the same. But for adults over 18 in the United States, the same as cigarettes and tobacco, marijuana across the board should be legalized. It's an economy waiting to happen. All the naysayers have been wrong. Look what's happened in every state that's legalized, all positive. They've actually seen heroin addiction has dropped in every state where it's been legalized.
Do you think we will, in your lifetime, will it be legal in America?
Hopefully. That's one of my goals, Larry. I want it. I don't want people to suffer like this person in my family has suffered. There's people that need help. And for those religious people out there, okay, God made marijuana then. What right do we have to destroy what God made?
The federal government still lists it as a Schedule I controlled substance. That's the same as heroin, LSD, and ecstasy.
Yep.
That's just nuts.
That's nuts. And here's the point, Larry. On nothing else do we allow a law enforcement agency to make the law. But with marijuana, they do, because you got politicians out there who are spineless cowards, Hillary being one. They asked her. She said, we need more testing. No, we don't. There's a university in Israel that we fund. The doctor there has already said it will help post-traumatic stress from soldiers coming home. It will help the contact head issues in the National Football League. It cures some forms of cancer. It's great for chemotherapy. Need I say more? And those that smoke it for the euphoric feeling, I'd rather have them smoke pot than be on Prozac.
I asked 4 police chiefs if neither were legal, alcohol or marijuana, what would they legalize? They all said marijuana.
Exactly.
They never seen murder committed with it?
Hey, here's a good way. If I were offered to go to a pot party or a drinking party, I would choose the pot party. Number one, the chances of violence would be slim to none. Drinking would be 50-50. No one would throw up at me at a pot party. And number two, you could smoke pot till 3 in the morning, get up at 7 and have a good day at work. Drink till 3, get up at 7 and see if you can work.
Who's against it? Is it tobacco?
The federal government, because they make money off it. And how do they then face the fact...
How do they make money off it if it's illegal?
Because of the drug raids, the DEA, the seizure laws that violate our Constitution. Larry, the war on drugs... And I had a 14-year Baltimore policeman tell me this. The war on drugs is what's caused the militarization of our police forces. And it's caused this attitude of shoot first, ask questions later. That's all the war on drugs we show you in the book, where the DEA has actually broken into homes, shot and killed someone who resisted, and then they found out they had the wrong address. No one's brought up on trial. Nobody faces any discipline. I guess it's the casualties of war.
We have some social media. The book is Jesse Ventura's Marijuana Manifesto. He lays it on the line. Some social media questions. Greg Crenshaw on Facebook. Which of the 4 nominees for president do you find the least nauseating?
The least nauseating?
Mm-hmm. I guess it would be
probably Dr. Stein.
Yeah.
If I were made to pick one of the 4, I would probably say her.
Trim Spa Evil from Twitter. Why didn't you run for president?
Because you have to be 100% committed to yourself to do that job, and you certainly have to be 100% committed to the people who would vote for you. And I couldn't reach that 100%. So therefore, I'd be cheating myself, and I'd be cheating everyone who would vote for me.
Maniac 2008 on Twitter. If Donald Trump wins, would you accept a cabinet post?
I don't know. I highly doubt I'd be offered a cabinet post because I'm a complete independent. These are both Democrats and Republicans, and they don't fill cabinet posts with independents usually.
Ian Casey on Facebook. I loved American Conspiracies. Since he's written that book, has he come to any further conclusions about 9/11?
Well, since they released the 28 redacted pages, 9/11 isn't what they told us it was, is it? Because it turned out that many of the hijackers were on the Saudi payroll, being paid by the Saudi Arabian government. That alone changes 9/11. Once you learn that, how many more things don't we know?
Yano on Twitter. What music relaxes you?
What music relaxes me?
Yeah, what do you listen to, Jess?
Well, you wouldn't call it relaxing, Larry, I guess. I love the Rolling Stones. I love Led Zeppelin. I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love, who else would I throw in there? When I'm in the mood for it, Black Sabbath.
You're hip.
Well, I'm a 60s, 70s classic rocker. Okay. You know, is where you would put me. You know, and I love Jimi Hendrix.
Me too. Jessica Johnson, what is the social definition of a party affiliate? Why are people so set in the two-party system?
Exactly.
Why are we?
Because we're made to be.
Not in the Constitution.
No, but we're made to be because the media and the two-party system control the system. So therefore, it's like Ralph Nader said, it's a two-party dictatorship. And until we break that, we will never be in control of our country. Here's a good thing, Larry, that should happen. Simple thing at a grassroots level. Why do they put political parties on a ballot, on an election ballot? Just put the name of the candidate. That way it becomes imperative for us to educate ourselves, doesn't it? What does Joe Smith stand for? Now you can look, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Green. It's the party you're choosing. Let's eliminate that. Take parties off the ballot. Why are they on there? They have no business being on the ballot.
Well, you have conventions and...
So what? Just put the person's name. If Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Gary Johnson, Dr. Jill Stein, put their names down, not the parties.
Jeremy Johnson asks, why do you think Americans do not see better candidates for the presidency?
Because it's the lowest, dirtiest, rottenest jobs. Our entire political system makes pro wrestling look up and completely legitimate compared to politics. Politics, and anyone that spends their life in the mud of politics, I would question them.
But you were a politician.
No, I'm a statesman. I served twice, never sought re-election. Both times I could have been re-elected. I went back to the private sector when I was done serving. That's the difference. Anyone that stays in this their whole career has got to be corrupt, because you're corrupt. Just, you know, people have told me, what was it like getting out of office after 4 years with the Democrats and Republicans? Best way I could describe it, Larry, you feel like you need a shower.
Jesse Pfeiffer, do you think Mr. Musk is trying to help the world?
Yes, absolutely. This man wants to eliminate the internal combustion engine. Yeah. And that would be, it's time for us. Hey, gas and oil, that's old. We're humans. We go beyond. We explore. The day of the fossil fuel is old. It's time to move on to that big sun in the sky. That can do everything for us if we decide to make war with it rather than each other.
Back to marijuana. Why do you think the benefits aren't better known to people?
Because,
I mean, there are obvious benefits.
We're lied in our history books. They don't even tell us that our first and third presidents grew this for a living. They don't tell us it was the backbone of our economy till they invented the cotton gin. That's kept and withheld from us. You know, we need honest history. And marijuana's history is, this is a magnificent plant that does extraordinary things that we need to exploit, not eradicate. And you know what the real kicker is, Larry? You could grow it in your backyard. That's why they don't want to do it. The government would tax you for the air you breathe if they could. And they don't want you to be able to get anything that they don't get a cut of, money-wise.
The tobacco industry is very opposed to legalizing,
of course,
right?
Yet they hold all the patents on it if it becomes legal. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? See, our government will legalize it if it's corporate run. If the corporations control it and make the money off it, oh, you'll see no problem. But the problem with marijuana, like a tomato patch, poor people could grow it in their backyard and they wouldn't be required. Well, look at the pharma industry with these shots for bee stings. They were $20 a shot, now they're $400. They're tampering with people's very lives for profit. Healthcare should not be a for-profit business.
You don't trust anyone, do you?
Yeah, I do, but you have to earn your trust with me.
So you're conspiracy-minded, aren't you? I mean, you don't buy when you hear it.
Because I've been lied to so much in my life. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I was lied to about that war. I've been lied to by my government constantly over everything. They have no credibility with me. And it's interesting because we're labeled conspiracy theorists, and yet over in England they did a study and they found out conspiracy theorists are generally more intelligent. Because why? They don't take things at face value. They will investigate. They will learn. They will read. They will do things that lemmings don't do.
Great scene.
Thank you, Larry. Always a pleasure. You're the best.
Jesse,
You're the best.
The best. Jesse Ventura. His newest book is Jesse Ventura's Marijuana Manifesto. It's out now and available everywhere, including downloads. You can get this book easily. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Politicking. Remember, you can join the conversation on my Facebook page. You can check out the Politicking blog on our homepage or tweet me at King's Things. And don't forget to use the Politicking hashtag. And that's all for this edition of Politicking.